Welcome to Marseille, France's oldest city, full of sunshine, seaside views, and some seriously good vibes.
From rocky gay nude beaches to bustling neighborhoods and late-night bars, we're showing you what makes Marseille one of southern France's most underrated gay travel destinations. Are you ready?
Let's go! While cities like Paris and Nice often steal the spotlight, Marseille has its own unique personality. It's a little gritty, incredibly authentic, filled with colorful neighborhoods, fresh seafood, stunning coastal scenery, and one of the most welcoming LGBTQ communities in southern France.
Before we get started though, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming gay travel adventures. Now let's dive in.
We arrived by train at Marseille St. Charles Station, one of the most impressive train stations we've seen in France. Sitting high above the city, it gives us our very first glimpse of this historic city by the sea.
Our hotel, Alex Hotel and Spa, is conveniently located just across from the station, making it an easy walk with luggage. Since our room isn't quite ready yet, we drop off our bags and immediately head out to start exploring.
Our first stop is Cali Kitchen, and it ends up being exactly what we're looking for after traveling all morning. The menu is full of healthy bowls, fresh juices, smoothies, and brunch favorites.
I order their veggie back-me-up with fried eggs and avocado, while Andy goes for one of their colorful acai bowls. It's fresh, filling, and the perfect way to fuel up because we have a pretty exciting afternoon planned.
Once our room is finally ready, we make a quick stop back at the hotel, throw on our swimsuits, pack our beach gear, and call an Uber.
If you've watched our channel for a while, you probably know exactly where we're headed. Mont, the most popular gay nude beach in Marseille.
Mont is the closest gay nude beach to Marseille's city center, sitting about 25 to 30 minutes away depending on traffic. Our Uber costs around 20 euros, but if you're traveling on a budget, you can also take bus 19 almost all the way there.
Now, here's where things get a little confusing. When you get dropped off, you're going to see military fencing, warning signs, and even a few do not enter signs that make you feel like you've definitely gone the wrong way. Trust us, you haven't.
Instead of hiking up the hill toward the military facility like we accidentally do at first, stay closer to the shoreline. Follow the path along the water, head up the stairs on your left, and then follow one of the small trails leading back down toward the limestone rocks. You'll know you've found it.
The beach itself is completely different from what we expected. Instead of soft sand, everyone is spread out across bare, sun-bleached limestone rocks that naturally slope toward the sea. They're surprisingly comfortable to lounge on, and because they're angled toward the afternoon sun, nearly everyone gets an incredible spot to relax.
We arrive around 3 o'clock, and it's fairly quiet, but by 4, the crowd has easily doubled.
Everyone seems relaxed, respectful, and just enjoying one of those perfect Mediterranean afternoons.
One thing that surprises us is just how easy it is to get into the water. We weren't sure what to expect with all the rocky coastline, but there are several spots where you can climb right down and jump into the crystal clear Mediterranean.
Behind the main sunbathing area, you'll also notice several winding footpaths weaving through the rocks and shrubs. We'll let your imagination fill in the blanks, but let's just say this area has a bit of a reputation.
For our behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and more information about visiting Montrose Gay Nude Beach, be sure to join us over on Patreon. We'll drop the link down in the description.
Even though we're visiting during the afternoon, nearly everyone we talk to tells us the exact same thing. Come back for sunset. Apparently locals bring blankets, bottles of wine, or even champagne and watch the sun disappear behind the Mediterranean. If you're planning a romantic evening in Marseille, this would definitely be one of our top recommendations.
After a relaxing afternoon at Montrose, we head back to the hotel for a quick refresh before making our way to Cours Julien to kick off our first night in Marseille. If there's one neighborhood that feels like the creative heart of the city, this is definitely it.
This square is buzzing with people enjoying happy hour, musicians playing in the background, and nearly every cafe terrace packed with locals catching up over drinks. The energy here is contagious, and it's easily one of our favorite neighborhoods in Marseille.
You'll also notice colorful murals covering nearly every building. Street art is everywhere, giving Cours Julien a fun, youthful vibe that's completely different from the old port.
If you're wondering where to start your evening in Marseille, we definitely recommend here. Grab a drink, find a patio, and simply enjoy some of the best people watching in the city.
Just a few blocks away, we find Prosper, a cozy neighborhood restaurant that's been highly recommended to us. And after dinner, we completely understand why.
The menu changes regularly depending on what's fresh and in season, so every visit can be a little different. We always love restaurants like this because you know the chefs are cooking what's best that day.
Tonight, we order the tortilla served with a spicy mayo, homemade ravioli finished with sage butter, a beautiful local cheese plate, and of course, a bottle of French red wine.
Everything is absolutely delicious, and the service is warm, welcoming, and completely unpretentious. It ends up being one of our favorite meals in Marseille.
After dinner, we wander back toward Cours Julien for another drink before calling it a night.
Our first full day in Marseille starts bright and early, and before we head out to explore more of the city, it's finally time to show you where we've been staying.
This is Alex Hotel and Spa, a modern boutique hotel located just a few minutes walk from Marseille-St. Charles Station. It's incredibly convenient if you're arriving by train or planning to continue exploring southern France like we are.
The rooms are stylish, comfortable, and surprisingly quiet considering how close we are to the city's main transportation hub. It's been the perfect base for exploring Marseille without needing a rental car.
Breakfast is included with our stay, and every morning there's a generous buffet with fresh pastries, breads, cheeses, fruit, yogurt, eggs, juices, and plenty of coffee to get us ready for another day exploring.
After breakfast, we head to Notre-Dame de la Garde, the city landmark that's visible from almost everywhere in Marseille. Known affectionately by the locals as La Bonne Mère, or the Good Mother, this beautiful basilica has watched over Marseille's sailors, fishermen, and residents for generations.
The walk up is definitely a workout, but every step is worth it. Once you reach the top, you're rewarded with breathtaking 360-degree views across the city, the old port, the Mediterranean Sea, and the surrounding coastline.
If hiking isn't your thing, don't worry. You can also take the little tourist train that brings visitors right up to the top without breaking a sweat.
Next, we make our way toward one of Marseille's most iconic landmarks, the Old Port. This is really the heart of the city, and if you're visiting Marseille, you absolutely have to spend some time here.
Fishing boats sit alongside luxury yachts, cafes spill onto the sidewalk, and gorgeous light reflects off the harbor. It's one of those places where you can easily spend hours simply wandering around.
One thing that immediately catches our attention is the tiny ferry crossing the harbor. It looks almost too cute to be real.
This hybrid electric ferry has actually been connecting both sides of the old port for years, and today it still costs only about €0.50 for the short ride.
Next, we stroll into Le Panier, Marseille's oldest neighborhood and one of the city's absolute highlights. Walking through Le Panier feels like stepping into an open-air museum. Every narrow alley seems to reveal another colorful mural, hidden courtyard, or tiny artisan shop tucked inside centuries-old buildings.
The neighborhood dates back to the city's Greek origins over 2,000 years ago, and today it's become one of Marseille's most photogenic districts. One minute, you're admiring street art, the next, discovering local boutiques selling handmade soaps. There's something interesting around nearly every corner.
Back at the hotel, we freshen up before returning to the Old Port for sunset. Tonight, we're treating ourselves to stylish cocktails with one of the best views in Marseille.
Le Dantès Skybar sits on top of the Sofitel overlooking the harbor, and it's absolutely stunning. Between the panoramic views, the yachts below, and the golden Mediterranean sunset, it's hard to imagine a better place to end the day.
Even if you're not staying here, we'd absolutely recommend coming up for a drink. It's a little more upscale than many other spots around the Old Port, but the views alone make it completely worth it.
With the sun setting over Marseille, we're heading back to Cours Julien because tonight is finally Wednesday, and that means the city's most popular gay bars are open.
Marseille doesn't have a huge gay scene like Paris or Barcelona, but what it does have feels incredibly welcoming. Most of the bars are within easy walking distance to one another, making it really easy to spend an evening bar hopping.
Our first stop is Le Pulse, the best-known gay bar in Marseille. Located right in the heart of Cours Julien, it's an easy place to begin your night.
We love arriving just after sunset because this whole neighborhood is absolutely buzzing. The patios are packed, the lights start coming on, and there's a great mix of locals, visitors, and plenty of LGBTQ travelers enjoying the evening.
Inside, Le Pulse has a relaxed neighborhood feel. Music is playing, drinks are reasonably priced, and people are just as happy chatting at the bar as they are spilling outside onto the street. If you're visiting Marseille for the first time and only have time for one gay bar, we'd recommend starting here.
Just a short walk away, we continue the evening at L'Annexe Bar. Compared to Le Pulse, L'Annexe has a slightly different atmosphere. There's comfortable seating both inside and outside, making it a great place to sit down, have a conversation, and enjoy another drink.
We noticed a nice mix of locals and visitors throughout the evening, and everyone seems incredibly welcoming. It's another reminder that Marseille's gay scene may be smaller, but it's refreshingly unpretentious.
Of course, we can't finish our Marseille nightlife guide without checking out Le Trash Bar. We'll save the details for Patreon, but let's just say it makes for a very memorable night.
After spending a few days exploring Marseille, we can honestly say this city pleasantly surprised us. It isn't as polished in the way that Nice or Cannes might be, but that's part of its charm. Marseille feels authentic, energetic, multicultural, and full of personality.
Between the incredible Mediterranean coastline, colorful neighborhoods, fantastic food, rooftop bars, and one of France's most unique gay nude beaches, there's plenty here to fill 2 or 3 days.
Next, we're hopping on the train to Nice, where we'll show you another incredible LGBTQ destination on the French Riviera.
Before we wrap up though, here are a few quick travel tips to help you plan your own visit.
If you're flying in, you'll arrive at Marseille Provence Airport, airport code MRS. We highly recommend choosing a window seat on the right-hand side of the aircraft if you're arriving from the west like we did. The aerial views of Marseille, the Old Port, and the Calanques are absolutely beautiful.
Once you land, getting into the city couldn't be easier. The airport shuttle bus takes about 25 minutes to Marseille St. Charles Station, costs around €10, and runs frequently throughout the day.
Since we're continuing on to Nice by train, staying near St. Charles Station works perfectly for us. Alex Hotel is only a short walk from both the station and the airport shuttle stop, making travel days incredibly convenient.
If your plans include exploring Provence, Verdun-Gorge, or some of the smaller villages outside the city, we'd definitely recommend renting a car. That's exactly what we did on our previous trip through the region, and it gives you so much more flexibility.
Within Marseille itself, getting around is easy. Most of the city center is walkable, and for everything else you have trams, the metro, bike share, buses, and reasonably priced Ubers for places like Mont Beach or the Calanques.
For where to stay, our top luxury recommendation is Sofitel Marseille Vieux-Port. Even if you're not staying there, don't miss the sunset cocktails at their Skybar overlooking the harbor.
For convenience, especially if you're arriving by train or heading onward through France, we absolutely loved Alex Hotel. It strikes a great balance between comfort, location, and value. We'll include booking links for both hotels down in the description.
Well, that's a wrap on this gay travel guide to Marseille. If you've been before, let us know your favorite hotspots and hidden gems down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you liked today's video, do us a favor and smash that like button for the almighty YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming travel adventures.
For more gay travel inspiration, head over to our website at 2gayexpats.com. Check out the videos we've curated for you down in the Watch Next section of the description, and follow us on social media at 2gayexpats.
And don't forget to join us over on Patreon for behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and exclusive content.
We also want to thank our channel members and patrons. We greatly appreciate your support.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
A bientôt!